Hi, I'm Dark Shades, and today's video is about WhatsApp and why I've taken myself off of WhatsApp. I used to think WhatsApp was brilliant. I mean, I could get in touch with my family abroad, I could call them for free, I could send videos and images free of charge, the way you can't do on texts and the way you are limited on Instagram and Facebook. I mean, you can send music videos on WhatsApp and it's absolutely brilliant. So I loved it and I sent everything that way. But then I got a text, or I got something that said how controlling social media is. And I started to reflect on the way it's used and how I started using it and how I started viewing it. And then I started imagining that people were sitting there waiting to see if I was answering their posts. And I'm sure a lot of people do that. And no matter whether or not you click on privacy, people can still tell that you're online. And if you're like me, if somebody's online and they've read a text or they haven't responded and you give them a day or two and they still haven't responded, you start imagining all kinds of things. And I didn't like the way it was making me feel. I didn't like the emotions WhatsApp was bringing out. It kind of brought out feelings of control. That WhatsApp is actually controlling what you're doing and controlling what everybody else is doing. And so when you're on WhatsApp and you're not just enjoying the moment and you start wondering whether or not you should look at it because you don't know if you look at it, somebody knows you've looked at it, and whether you're not in the mood to respond, or whether you can't be bothered to respond, or whether indeed you want to respond at all. So you end up in this situation of being kind of under the spotlight. It's like a CCTV. So I'm not quite sure. I'm giving it a break because I don't want to have to look at WhatsApp. I don't want to have to receive messages by WhatsApp, and to me it's like a cop-out. Nobody calls anymore. Nobody sends text anymore. Nobody sends email anymore. It's all WhatsApp, Facebook, and I forget what the other one is. And it's the ones where you can be monitored. You notice with a text message, unless you send a read receipt, nobody knows when you've read that text. But with Facebook, as soon as you go online, it lights up that you're online, and you can't switch that light off. You can say you don't want to chat with anybody, but you can't switch it off. And it's the same like WhatsApp. The ones that are most popular, the ones that have drawn everybody in, are the ones that need to know everything you're doing and don't work unless they know your location, or they'll give you reminders about the location. They need to access to your camera, otherwise you can't send images. And when I saw that video, it was kind of a wake-up call. I know we're being controlled, I know we're being watched, but there are ways to minimize that control and minimize that observation. So I've taken a stand and I've decided to take WhatsApp down. I was thinking about taking Facebook down actually, but Facebook serves a different need. And I think with Facebook, you can share inspirational messages with a lot of people and you don't have to get drawn into that. And I can go on that. I have no obligation to face people on Facebook, whereas on WhatsApp it tends to be those you're close to, those you're intimate with, and the demand is much more real, whether it's a perceived demand or a self-inflicted demand, or whether it's actually a real demand. When you're dealing with people that are close to you, it's much more difficult to ignore or disregard. So that is my little 2p worth on why I have decided to come off of WhatsApp. Any comments? You can write them down. Thanks. Bye.